What is up, everybody? We are back here at the War Room. I'm your host, Keith Corbus, as always, with my awesome co-host, John Moynihan, a.k.a. JMO.
What's up, everybody?
And we have a great guest on today. He's from Archbald, Pennsylvania. He's a starting pitcher out of Lehigh University. He's a smart dude. He's a bioengineering major.
Sheesh.
Sheesh. He had a solid 2020 campaign. Unfortunately, got shortened due to COVID. He went 1-2 with a 3.68 ERA in 4 starts, and is ranked as high as 31st in the 2021 Baseball America prospect rankings. Mason Black. What's up, Mason? How are you?
What's going on, Keith? Yeah, John, it's awesome to see you guys and finally get the chance to hop on this show.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate you for coming on. Answer my DMs as always. I'm appreciative of everyone answering and stuff. So it's been awesome. What have you been up to so far? I know you're in school. I mean, you're probably on winter break now, but what has it been like for preparation, due to COVID and everything like that? What have you been up to?
Honestly, just been kind of doing things as I normally gym, doing some conditioning and, ramping things back up a little bit as we throw here. We don't know what our season is going to look like for the most part. I think it's going to be a March start for us. So really just kind of gearing around that date with regards to throwing bullpens and everything.
Dude, that's exciting. It's coming up.
Yes, sir. I'm pumped, honestly. We have a good team this year.
Yeah, you do. Yep, for sure. And one of the things I wanted to kind of get into, I know since we are a baseball podcast, I kind of, let you know about this, big trade coming up. JMO, I also want to get your opinion on the matter. So Francisco Lindor and Carlos Carrasco have been traded to, yes, the New York Mets. I know, Mason, you said you're a Phillies fan, so you're not super pumped up about it, but I think that the Mets gave up Ame Rosario and Andres Jimenez. Those are the two biggest names in the deal. JMO, kind of what was your thoughts about it? Mason, also, you can chime in as well.
Dude, it's huge for the Mets. The Mets are out here competing right now. God damn.
I know. I got to give them credit.
It goes back to your theory, Keith. If you read the article, post on the website, twrpod.com, you'll find Keith's take on the 6-year theory. The Cleveland Indians window has officially closed now with the trading of Francisco Lindor. And the Mets and Steve Cohen, Steve's been one of the most outspoken owners of a team I think that we've seen in a long time. It's actually really exciting to, see his Twitter things and have him be like a person, I guess, and not just.
I love how he's on Twitter.
I know.
I love it.
It makes it fun, and he's out here ready to compete, and it's awesome to see for the Mets.
For sure.
Yeah, and as John said, like just competing overall, that NL East is going to be a scary division there. So I'm excited to see what transpires here in the next season.
It's loaded, and the fact that I don't think the Marlins are going to perform the way they did in 2020 just because the season's going to be longer, but the fact that they also have a ton of good guys too, and coming up the ranks like JJ Bleday, like Sixto Sanchez, all those guys, like this NL East is going to be stacked for a while.
Oh,
it is.
It's exciting stuff, honestly. I'm happy for the Mets. So Mason, we'll kind of go right back into, talking a little bit about you. So, you did have a really good sophomore season at Lehigh, but one of the things that I was kind of reading about is, you kind of turned it on this past summer at the South Florida Baseball League. You posted a 3-0 record with a .64 ERA and 42 Ks in 28 innings, which is like ridiculous. Can you kind of go into, because a lot of people didn't get really the chance to, face live competition this past summer due to COVID. Florida was one of those states that was open. So I guess that's, the opportunity to take. Can you go into kind of what was that like in that extra work in, some things you learned down there and developed being with like new guys and stuff like that?
Yeah, honestly, going down into Florida was more of a Hail Mary pass than anything. Initially, I was supposed to play back home. My local travel organization was starting up a league right out of Scranton here. And I was on a team there, and then on a whim, just texted one of my Lehigh teammates who was going to South Florida. And then I think it was like within 2 or 3 hours, ended up having a roster spot. Texted my parents. I was like, hey, I'm going to Florida, and they're pumped. I think they just wanted me out of the house, though. What I was really excited about was, like you said before, just being able to meet new guys and see some different philosophies. Obviously, there was a ton of good talent in that league down there, and it was awesome getting to talk to other guys. But one of the other big things was that I got the chance to apply what I kind of worked on over quarantine. And over quarantine, I was able to work with one of my best friends. He plays in the Pirates organization, and his brother was with them for a bit of an analytics nerd, but hey, I'm into that. And we were working a lot with just shortening up the arm paths and cleaning up work. And I really wanted to see what that looked like in a game and played against live batters. And that's what Florida really gave me the opportunity to do.
Can you kind of go into like one specific aspect of your game that during quarantine you implemented into that, into like the live at bats?
Yeah, absolutely. I think overall, just development of off-speed pitches was huge.
Sure.
Over quarantine, I really hammered down on figuring out what would work for me and like tunneling through like working off my fastball and stuff. So obviously wanted to work a little bit with the changeup and was able to find that and go into Florida with that pitch kind of being my strikeout pitch for the most part. And then throughout the summer, worked on the slider that we implemented a little bit in like prior. And throughout the summer, really that started clicking. And that's when I started to have some success with strikeouts there.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Mason, a little bit into it too. You're from Pennsylvania. You go to Lehigh, great school, smart kid, bioengineering. What made Lehigh University home for you? And like, were you really intent on staying close to home?
No, I love answering this question, by the way. So really throughout the recruiting process, I was actually a catcher up until my junior year of high school. Okay. And made the flip to pitching when we figured out I couldn't hit that well. But so just throughout the recruiting process, Lehigh was one of the bigger schools that recruited me along with some other Northeast, like higher academic mid-majors. And it was awesome. Honestly, I love the approach that our coach, Coach Leary, took to recruiting and how he really pitched the idea that relationships are what's going to make or break your college experience. And I definitely have felt that's the case so far. I've loved every second of being at Lehigh. And then another big thing was obviously it's a bit of a pitcher farm, honestly. In recent years, we've had some good draft picks and guys like Levi Stout. So that obviously played in, as well as the engineering part. And then another big thing is like the leadership side of the athletics program at Lehigh. It's so very highly like touted and talked about, and it's been awesome to take advantage of that.
No doubt. And like one of the things that you kind of discussed is like the analytical side and how you kind of like the analytics itself. Does Lehigh and its athletic, this athletic program, the baseball program, do they also kind of pride themselves on analytics, and that's kind of how you got into it? Or is it more so just you're like yourself having a interest on your own?
I think it's a little bit of a shared interest of both. We just got a new pitching coach this year. His name's Coach Sean Buchanan. He's honestly right on board with me. Like, we love nerding out, talking about that kind of stuff, and just seeing how we can make the baseball move in cool ways. And it's been just from day one really clicked with him, and it's been exciting getting to work with him and his advanced understanding of Rapsodo data and pretty much just overall pitching is just awesome. I can't say enough good things about him.
Awesome. And one of the things about you, wait, actually I have a question. So now that you started off as a catcher, have you always been able to throw hard though?
I mean, when I started pitching, I was like 85 to 7, I'd say. So it's been a gradual increase throughout the years, but I mean, I've always had the long arm action, and I guess shortening that up helped.
Right. Because I was like, I mean, obviously your fastball seems to be, your go-to pitch in terms of, attacking hitters, rightfully so. I mean, you do hit, anywhere between 97 and 100 miles an hour. Like, what was that kind of like for you, when it kind of clicked and everything came together and the gradual increase? Like, what was that like hitting that, like, 97, like 98? Have you ever actually hit 100?
I mean, I don't like to say that I hit 100 because I don't know if I can go out and back it up. Obviously, there's juice guns here or there that might have me there. I'm not gonna say I could until I actually do and could back it up. But that'll be a cool day. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. Triple digits is always definitely something special. Do you remember the first time you hit 90? We always ask like the guys, because that's always a big milestone for a lot of people.
I don't remember my first 90, but I remember 95, which was when I was on the Cape after my freshman year. I came in after one of my starts. My coach was like, "Dude, you're pumping it today." I was like, "Hey, let's go." I was fired up.
Yeah,
it makes the extra adrenaline rush.
Absolutely. And Mason, you spoke on about pitching on the Cape too. Pitching to a 1.49 and 36 and a third, punching out 39. Was that when you kind of really when scouts first took notice of you and your draft stock really started to rise a little bit, or was it prior to that?
No, it was definitely that summer. Going into that summer, even like if you took a look at my freshman year stats, I had a little bit of a rough bout there my freshman year. I ended up having like an appendectomy done and like pretty much mid-season, and then came back and was really just building up throughout that whole thing. And I was throwing real slow, like comparatively. And I always say that that spring season when I was coming back really forced me to learn how to pitch rather than just throw. And then going up to the Cape, I had a little bit of weight room time in between, and then really got into it. And then to your question, John, I got the chance to really impress some people and put myself on the radar, which was really exciting.
Yeah, because I mean, it seems like from all accounts that you really like rose very quickly over the last like year or two, especially according to like draft, you know, uh, analysts and scouting people along that. Can you kind of go into what was kind of like it like for the first? Did you kind of get noticed for the first time from like an area scout or something? You were like, whoa, like this is pretty cool. Like this is a real possibility for me.
It was weird because honestly, what the recognition was, since I was so young on the Cape, it was more just from like finance or advisors. Like they turned into your agents eventually. So I guess that's when the interest really started hitting, and when I started to realize that like, hey, this is potential career path here. Like this is really exciting. But I mean, overall, the scouts and area scouts and everything didn't really start reaching out until I'd say probably this spring season a little bit, this past spring, and then definitely going into the summer just to see when I was pitching.
Are you because we know a few guys that have come on, they have already started the discussions with teams like the nightly calls and stuff like that. Have you began that already?
Yeah, I'm actually on the back end of those things, but I really enjoy doing that because obviously I like talking to people.
Yeah. That must be kind of fun just to like have them pick your brain and stuff. We heard like some of the interviews are pretty like intense stuff.
Yeah, I mean they really it depends from team to team honestly, but some are more of a conversation, some you get grilled on, but I mean it's always cool seeing like what the questions might be that they ask.
Do you have any like anything you can share? Obviously, if you don't want to share, obviously I
Yeah.
totally understand. But is there any like weird question that you got where you're like, all
All
right,
right, yeah,
why
I
are they
got a
wondering
perfect
this?
one.
Okay,
So
perfect.
on one of the questionnaires, I forgot which team it was, but they ask if you store peanut butter in the fridge, and that's the question. And I've been like asked this same question from you, Keith, that by like a bunch of people, and I don't know where it ties in, but I was like, this is insane.
Why is that?
Where do you store peanut?
You store it in the fridge in a cupboard, I guess. Like I store it. I store it in the fridge because my mom loves that organic stuff. But like,
Fair enough.
I didn't
Yeah.
know the right answer. Yeah, there was none. I guess.
Goodness gracious. I've never. Okay.
You know, I have to you have to like, when that day comes and you get drafted, you have to ask. I
I
feel like
need
you
to know
should
the
ask why that question was asked.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I need to know why that is. That might be something they draft on. Like, if you don't store your peanut butter in the fridge, you're gone.
Red flag. Yank
Yeah,
him off the draft board
get
right
'em out
now.
of here.
Rip it
Goodness.
off. This kid puts it in the freezer, puts
Yeah,
it in the fridge.
exactly.
Get him out of here.
I don't know. And a bunch of other teams have been like, hey, like, I honestly don't know what the tie is there. So it's cool.
Okay.
It's got to
So
be
you've
something.
asked other teams that? Like, why did they ask me this?
Yeah. Well, no. Other teams have asked me what's the weird question. And they're like, yeah, we're still trying to figure that one out.
That's so bizarre. But
Whoever,
speaking on
whoever it is using their big brain somehow. They're like, more advanced than everyone else, just being like, this is the way it's gonna go. Like, depending
Exactly.
on this answer, I'm sending in that card.
Is he our guy or not? We'll see.
It's here.
Oh my god. It's true though. But
in the pros, they go Mason Black, pros, puts peanut butter in fridge.
That's gonna be my card. Yeah, that's all it's gonna say. No stats, nothing. Just that.
Nothing about the fastball, nothing. Just puts peanut butter in fridge.
It becomes a character trait at that point.
goodness.
I can't get over that. That's unreal. That's that's one of the weirdest things I've probably heard on this show, especially in terms of just like questions and responses like that. Like Benny Montgomery we talked to, he said that one of the teams asked him like if he was Superman, what is his kryptonite? Which is like, that makes sense. Like that's
Yeah.
like but peanut butter in the fridge. Dear God, what? I mean, peanut butter. Where do you put your peanut butter? Jesus, that's awesome.
Goodness
That's why we
gracious.
do the podcast, for that type of material.
That's what
That's
I'm
why
here
we
for
do it.
that. Yeah,
That's incredible. Thank you for sharing.
of course. Yeah, I'm glad I could bring you the weirdest thing you guys have heard.
I love that. All right.
We-
So
we-
we'll get a little bit back into the baseball discussion.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
a lot of people, you do have I guess since having a changeup, are you throwing a slider and curveball combo still?
Yeah, definitely. And kind of going ahead and reinventing both those pitches, or refining, I guess is a better word for it, this off season.
Sure. So you are doing like a 4-pitch mix, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Trying to.
yeah, that's typically I mean, obviously this, but for like the viewers, a lot of people, especially MLB teams, look for a 3 to 4 pitch mix. Ideally, if you have four, good pitches, especially as a starter, that's kind of where you want to be at, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously you're not going to have every single pitch on every day, so it's always
Sure.
the option's always there to flip over if you find something's not working.
Definitely, definitely. And how is that kind of like with over the last few years or so? I mean, the fastball's there. I mean, 95, 97, that's what everyone looks for, especially in today's day and age in 21 now. What's that kind of been like, the developmental curve, the learning curve, like maybe some people that have been your biggest influence on developing the slider curveball changeup combo?
Yeah, I guess one of the biggest influences overall, it has been my pitching coach here at home. His name's Johnny Kranick. He's the man. I mentioned him a little bit before. And then I guess I can't really I can pin a couple guys, but overall I love talking to my teammates and like figuring out what they throw. As I mentioned before, I was a thrower for the most part going into my freshman season, got hit around, figured out, hey, this isn't working. We gotta start to learn how to like sequence and pitch.
Sure.
And then went up to the Cape and really clicked with a bunch of guys up there and got the chance to talk with like Connor Shamblin's one of my best friends from up there. He goes to Bama. And he really showed me the way of like throwing a two seam, which is kind of more of my pitch right now. And then I always like to say I got my curveball from Sean Fisher. He plays at Maryland. And then changeup I mixed around a lot, and that's been a work in progress throughout the whole time. But a variation of my friend Cam Tringali, he's from the Cape too, South Carolina guy. And it's been really cool getting the chance to talk with guys and mess around and like probably hunt shins more than normal, throwing some fastballs there. So
And that's kind of a cool thing because, like, I mean, you're hanging out with guys, you're bonding over, and then you're also teaching each other like new ways to do different things. Because I feel obviously everyone pitches differently; they have
yeah,
their different techniques. So it's kind of cool to see that you're kind of bouncing off everybody.
yeah. I mean, I went up there. I was a googly-eyed freshman. Like, hey, this is sick. I'm here for a temporary contract. Like, maybe I'll stick around, maybe not. And ended up getting the chance to hold it down.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, and Mason, we've seen some guys that have like a similar build to you. You're pretty tall, 6'3", around 220, I believe.
Yeah, I'm in the 220, 230 range there.
220, 230. And we've had Ryan Cusick come on the show. Another big kid who, and the Seattle Mariners have seemed to have a track record of pitchers. One of them being Emerson Hancock, who they tend to look for just really massive extension down the mound, floating around 7 feet, something that you have, something that Ryan Cusick has, and on a really low release point on the ball, like floating somewhere between like 5.5 feet. Is that something that you kind of have always had, or have you been working with, your bodily mechanics and having that analyzed to see, hey, where can I get this extra velocity? How can I be more deceptive on the mound?
That was actually something that throughout this past summer I really started to realize. And what it does is, I mean, I didn't really force it. It kind of came naturally, like just the way my body was moving. And what it did was it opens up the opportunity for a lot of different ways to pitch. Like you said, like perceived velocity is going to be a little bit higher from down there. So if we can get a four seam that rides up in the zone a little bit more, which has been a focal point of this offseason, it'll be exciting to see.
Definitely. And one of the last things I want to kind of go into, just because I'm genuinely curious about this question. Then JMO, if we want, we can go into the rapid fire right after. So you're a bioengineering major.
Yeah.
How has that been like in terms of managing workload? of being a bioengineering major at Lehigh, playing baseball, training, preparing for the draft, talking with teams. And on top of that, are you going to try to continue to pursue the degree after school while pursuing a career in baseball, which is probably your dream?
Yeah. So that was a bit of a loaded question. I'll just I'll roll through here. I
Yeah,
mean,
sorry.
no, you're good. Being a bioengineer, I was able to make a bunch of like really great friends within the program, and overall just have had the chance to work with them, learn from them, kind of like when you're in the bullpen, like learning some pitch mixes. And then I always say this when I'm talking to recruits is that the opportunity to play baseball at the college level really gives you a set routine entering into college. Like you know that, or I know that every single day I have to either have my work done by 4 o'clock when I head over to practice, or I'm gonna have to grind it out right after practice. Like it keeps you on a strict schedule so that you can't go off and mess around or put off work or anything like that.
Mhm.
So I always say it's a bit of a blessing there. And then to your other question, I think my parents would kill me first if I didn't get a degree, and I would probably be very mad at myself just because, like you said, like I put in some work to go ahead and earn that degree, and it's something that no matter what will always be with me. So it's definitely a focal point, but we'll see what happens come July.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. Honestly, it seems like you're working really hard, during your 2.5 years there so far. That's incredible.
Thank you.
It really is. All right. So Keith, do you want to get into the rapid fire?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Run it off, JMO.
Mason, Team Rawlings or Team Wilson?
Big question.
I use a Wilson, so I'm rolling with it.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Are you a fan of Mexican food?
Dude, burritos, favorite food. Come
All
on.
right, perfect. Here we go. Do you know what first of all, before I ask it, do you know a question I'm gonna ask?
Is it gonna be Chipotle or Moe's?
Close. We done Chipotle and Doba.
Oh well, I don't have a Chipotle, or I don't have a Doba near me, so I'm going Chipotle.
Okay, fair enough.
But Pancheros is slept on.
Pancheros. Okay. All right.
Slept
I
on.
respect it. Do you like Moe's as well?
I'm not a big Moe's guy, to be honest.
No, me neither.
Queso's too liquidy for me.
Yeah, I like Chipotle and Qdoba over Moe's. What's your
Okay.
go-to burrito?
Go-to burrito. I mean, I'm getting a bowl, honestly, if I'm at Chipotle, but I'll roll through it right here. I go double rice, double bean, chicken, a little bit of queso, and then roll with some cheese, a big hunk of guac on top, and then some hot salsa with that.
Nice. That is a loaded bowl. That's how it's done, guys. That's how it's
I
done.
write that down for anyone that needs it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and a side tort too.
Yeah, we'll make sure on the Instagram post, when we release it, we're like, this is his order right here. We'll get it down. And also at the bottom, put peanut butter is in the fridge.
Perfect.
Goodness. Mason, what if you're able to share? I know that maybe some of the stories might be a little much. What is your favorite memory so far of playing college baseball?
Ooh, let's see. I mean, I've had the weirdest 2 years of college baseball experience ever here. I would say probably my favorite memory is my freshman year. I went out and in my last start was handed the ball. It was the last game of the year. We had no playoff hopes there, but I was able to go out, and our coach left me in there, trusted me to go out, and ended up throwing a complete game. And what that was, it meant more to, I felt like it meant more to my family and my friends and everything than it did to me, just because it was throughout that whole season, I'd struggled a ton, and then was able to really lean on some people to help me out and lean on my teammates and everything. And then being able to go out there and, eventually get a win that snapped a little losing streak at the end of the year. I really think it was a product of all those people that helped me out.
That's awesome.
Make some more memories coming this year, though.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was going to be one of my other questions. Not really rapid fire, but what are you kind of looking forward to for this upcoming season? And yeah, like what are you looking to especially achieve, hopefully?
I mean, overall, we have I'm not sure if you know names like Matt Sponson, Luke Reddick. They're two other guys that have been popping up on some draft boards, having some team calls. So I'm personally really excited, to go ahead and see what this pitching staff is going to be able to put together. Got some really good arms behind us, and I mean, I'm pumped to to really get back and work with everyone because we were cut off in the fall. And then from the hitting side of things, everyone seems to be firing on all cylinders there. So it's really, really exciting season overall.
Yeah, you guys seem like, I mean, Lehigh seems like it's going to be having a pretty strong 2021 season, hopefully.
Big time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And Mason, after a nice 3-game set, let's go for the weekend sweep. Where's the
Okay.
best place to go around Lehigh?
Best place to go? I mean, I'm always going to say Chipotle because we got Chipotle Thursday. Our whole team goes there on Thursday. Well, it's an obnoxious amount of baseball players end up at Chipotle. All my friends always tell me like, hey, we saw like so-and-so at Chipotle. So I'm going to say there. I guess another place, I like going over to the north side of town and grabbing some good food over there and hanging out.
Nice,
Cool.
nice. Goodness.
I think I'm gonna ask this question. So this one's kind of we'll wrap it up with this one. I don't know if you're gonna be able to think about one on the spot. I don't know if you have one, but like, what's kind of like a funny hot take you have that you ride with no matter what? Like, for example, we had Dalen Lyle on last week, and he said that he thinks that Mookie Betts is a better overall athlete in terms of like, baseball. He could do bowling. He could do all these different things than Mike Trout.
Okay.
Like, what's kind of like a funny one you got?
I don't know. I gotta think.
Keith, do you have one?
I gotta think of a new one. I always think that New Jersey pizza is I would take New Jersey pizza over any other pizza besides like New York City.
Dude, I gotta think of some new ones too.
I'm gonna disagree with that one, but
Okay.
I don't know, dude. This is a tough one. I feel like
Right?
I have some good ones. Like I always go with Panch is the best burrito you can get. That's like I stick by that. I ride by that every day.
Do you get
But-
any heat for it?
Oh my gosh, yeah, because no one knows what Pancheros is.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude. I gotta hold on. I might have something stupid in my notes I could come up with. I do stupid stuff. Let me see here.
Yeah, Keith, I gotta come up with some new ones, dude. I got roasted by Dalen the last time because I'll get like it was a pretty bad take, but it was funny.
Tell Mason what was yours. That was awful.
Yeah, let me hear this one.
No, I don't want to get roasted.
Yeah, you
again.
got to. You brought it up, not me.
Yeah, come on now. You can't just tease it like
Yeah,
that.
you gotta bring it up. Jim, I hit it.
Dude, I've said it on 3 separate episodes already.
Say it again.
All right, fine. Derek Jeter, not a Hall of Famer. He's overrated.
I'm gonna hold my tongue. I'm not engaging. Yeah. Dude, I don't know if I have anything for you.
All right. That's all right. We always want to
get it over to you later.
Yeah. Well, we always want to see, if anyone has something like crazy, something like Dalen was pretty good. That was a good one. He said like Betts is a better overall athlete than Trout. I was like, dang, like you definitely can get some heat for that one. But
laughing at mine, he goes, "That's terrible."
yeah. We'll roll with one more, and you'll definitely be able to answer this. So, as a pitcher, who is one hitter that you would want to face? Could be all time, could be right now in the league, anyone. And how would you attack them?
Ooh, all time. I don't know. I'd love the chance to pitch against really any big leaguer. And I mean, I'm going with, in that case, being a, Phillies guy by through growth. I'd say probably Bryce Harper would be sick to go up and face against,
Okay.
big trade guy or big acquisition guy. So I would honestly just try and attack him with my strengths, which is, like you said, Keith, like my fastball, throwing that inside. He might take it deep, but I'm still going to go in there. And then might mix a nice changeup off that, then throw a back foot slider.
There you go.
Yeah, we'd see what happens. It'd be fun though.
Hopefully, he doesn't turn on the fastball.
He's gonna be ready for it. That's not a doubt. I just gotta sneak it in there.
True. Yeah, you just gotta fit it in.
Exactly.
That's fair enough. Well, Mason, we appreciate you coming on and taking some time of your day to come join us here at the War Room.
Thank you, Mason.
You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at podcast_TWR. Follow us on TikTok at TWR_pod. Check out the website. You guys can follow along with the podcast and other baseball articles that we write. Last but not least,
follow Mason Black also on Instagram.
Yes.
Gotta plug him.
Love it.
And last but not least, of course, Mason, This has been awesome. And we're really excited to see, you guys out there, keep your eyes on Lehigh baseball this year. It's going to be quite the season coming forward. And again, we appreciate you and we hope you stay healthy and everybody around you stays healthy during these uncertain times. And we can't wait to see what happens come June.
Good luck.
Absolutely. Thank you guys both for having me on here too. I really had a lot of fun. Keith and John, you guys are the best. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much, Mason.
And guys, we'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.